places, ITC research. So this little video is going to be about thermal. When I was 11 or 12, I grew up in the state of Idaho, and it was north central, Lewiston, Idaho to be exact. I had a sighting that I had encountered. It was on a weekend, and my mom's friends, it was my aunt, several of my aunts and uncles, my sister, and they went to go see a off-road motorcycle race. And I've written about this before, but I've really never told anybody, you know, on video what had happened. So to make a long story short, there was an old cabin in this wooded area. I'm not going to say where the location is, because I just think they should be left alone, you know. But to make a long story short, my aunt and I everybody went up, all my sister and my cousins ran up towards the cabin, and where the cabin was, there was a pond in front of it, and there were cat reeds on both sides, kind of marshy. And as my aunt and I were walking up towards the cabin, I felt like somebody was like on the right side of us in the forest. So you got forest over here, forest over on the other side, the cabin, a trail up that's muddy and kind of a marshy area with the pond and the cat reeds. So we would walk, it would walk. We would stop, it would stop. So, you know, not knowing what it was, you know, because it sounded bipedal, not on four legs. My aunt yelled out, "Who the hell's out there?" And there was no answer. So we kept walking up. A couple of minutes later, we heard the rustling again, so we stopped. Well, right when we stopped, this 6 foot tall, blackish brown, really dark brown, it was a male. He was about 6 foot. He came out, he had his back, he came out like, kind of like this, or like that, you know, but he had his head, his back towards us, going that way. But he turned his head when he saw us, and he went roof, like that, and he kept going right through the cat reeds, up through the other side on the left, up into the forest. You know, just like, and so my aunt and I were looking at each other like, what happened? You know, but before all this had happened, I was always interested in Bigfoot, you know, and because of In Search Of by Leonard Nimoy in the 70s and 80s. So now doing ITC, you know, this was back in 82, no, it had been in 80 or 81, back in the 80s that it happened. So, that put me in the paranormal kind of like thing, but then, you know, going on the ghost hunting and whatnot. But now that ITC is really a good field to get into, I wanted to kind of show you some of the new tools that I've collected over the last couple of months. Okay, so this first one, it's called the GoPro GW26 256, and it is a thermal camera, thermal imaging. So of course that, and I don't know if you can see that. Here, hold on a minute, let me turn this off. There we go. Okay. So you can see, you know, it's picking up. It's in black and white right now. You know, that's why it may look kind of bluish, but it's actually, let me see if we can get a better picture. Not really. But anyway, so if I ever want to go out, you know, do an investigation in a cemetery or whatever, I can bring this along. You know, it's got different color hues on it. That way you can do iron bow, it's called. And then there's some other ones, black and white, white and black, and that's just one of, that's one camera. Okay, so this next one is, can't see the picture very good. Oh, there we go. This one is basically the iron color, but this is the GoPro GW192K. It's a handheld unit. That's what it looks like. But this I could take into a house, you know, and I could find cold spots, whatnot. You know, if I'm doing an ITC session, and might be able to find something. So far, nothing in the house here. I really don't get anything in the house except the voices. Okay, this one is called the Guide P120V, and it's a smaller handheld unit, and it kind of looks like a FLIR. Well, that was actually cheaper than a FLIR. This one's actually cool because if I sit there, let me just kind of do this real quick. So these buttons, I could change the color palette on it. Hold on, let me get it set up here. So if I want to change color palette, there's like a green. That is kind of a blue. This one's black. No, this one's kind of a yellow. It looks blue on there. This one's the iron, and back to black and white. Well, yeah, it's the hot would be the black, and the cool area would be the white. But on this one, the white is the hot, and the black is the cool. But the one thing I like about this is that it can zoom up to 8 times. So, and it's touch screen. So if I go like this, so right now I'm zoomed in at almost 4. It goes up to 8. So, you know, looking up at some pipes, or you know, looking up at pipes or whatever like that. If I take it out and go and you know, if I go out in the forest or whatever, I could use this to see if I can find the big guy. Okay, this next one is called the Topon TC003, and it is, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, it's an Android tablet. Let's go back to the thermal imaging. There we go. So anyway, so it is quite large. I did it again. Hold on. Take out the difficulties. There we go. Just gotta make sure I don't touch the top. So, the top button is the power button. It makes it go to sleep. So this is the front of it. As you can see, it's quite large. And then the only problem with this one is that it doesn't focus, or it doesn't zoom in, but it's got a clear picture on it. So it's got different color palettes on it, which I like. Let's see. There's that is the black and white. Then you got orange, rainbow. Another one with green. That's a green and yellow. Let me see here. My favorite one is this one, green. I like green. And then there's this one. This one is a red sensitive one. So if you pick something up, a large object, it would be red. And then there's this one, which is the white and black, I believe. So this is the Topon. It's 5-inch screen, and it's run on Android. Okay, so the last one, this one is the, hold on, let me turn the light on. Okay, so this one is the ASP Micr TM160 thermal imaging monocular. I'm not gonna, you can't, if I try doing this, you can't really see anything through it, but it can see up to like 300 yards or 400 yards. I've taken it outside and I've used it, and it can see pretty well. It's got several different coloring. I put it on a tripod, you know, pistol grip tripod, so that way I can look, you know, whatever. But if I went out to go look for the big guy, I would use the guide thermal or this one, you know. So, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. These are some of the items that I would use. These are some of the thermals that I have that I test out and whatnot, and I really like them. So, you guys have a good evening. Thank you. Oh, as a side note, just to let you guys know that some people ask, you know, why didn't you say anything to anybody, you know, about the sighting that you had? That's because, number one, my aunt passed away. We both swore not to tell anybody because, you know, second thing, ridicule, because you know how people are. That was the biggest thing, so I just put it in the back of my mind and, you know, forgot about it. And then all of a sudden, one day I was sitting at the kitchen table and this just came forward, you know. But that was my little experience with seeing one of the forest people, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Oma, Bukwas, Tsunakwa, got many names, Yeti, Yowie, Almas, Namaste. There's a lot of names, you know, different countries. I got different names for it. But that was my experience, and I hope you'd enjoyed the video, you know, of some of the thermals that I'm using right now. So, everybody, thank you for the support, and have a good evening. Thank you.